Ocio, Halito, what's up, cuz?
What's happening? Where our theme song at?
Our theme song? We don't got a theme song.
I thought we did have a theme song.
Oh, we had one for a special episode,
Oh,
but
we're gonna use that all the time. We're gonna use that all the time.
nah, that was just for that. No, on our theme song, you gonna get on there doing that final countdown shit that you do, and
I
I'm a
can't do
bust,
that. That's
bust,
copyright.
a
I can't.
bust a rap.
I can't do that. That's copyright.
All you doing is saying some words. We ain't playing the music. Now if we play their music, then that will be a copyright strike. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do it now for the people, cuz.
I don't feel like singing.
What'd you say?
I don't feel like singing tonight.
You don't feel like singing today? Okay, we gotta catch you next time. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
peace to everybody in the chat. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
How many weeks we've been gone?
Maybe three. Maybe three.
Almost a month.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yep. September. That's my month. Yeah, so we back at it, y'all. Welcome to our Sunday panel discussion. Peace to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning in. And it gets an echo.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. You know.
Yeah. I'm gonna share the link in case anybody wants to come in. This is a free discussion forum for an hour. We're gonna be on here for an hour. It may be an hour and 30 minutes because whenever we say an hour, it's gonna go over at least 30 minutes. But I'm gonna put the link in the chat in case somebody want to come on in. Um, I did want to give y'all a preview before we go in. This month, October and November, is the season of the ancestors. And y'all know on our channel, we talk about Indigenous history and there is spiritualism in there. I bring the spiritual aspect to the podcast. Me and my cuz, we a partnership. We on this round table. We both leaders and we are bringing raw shit to y'all this month. We gonna go deep on spiritual type shit. So y'all get ready. October is that month. So if y'all got some questions about indigenous or Creole spirituality, because Creole spirituality encompasses indigenous spirituality. So if y'all got some comments, questions, suggestions, we can entertain that and see what's up. What's up, cuz?
Nothing much, just cooling. Get back in the field of things. I posted it on my Facebook page that we were on tonight. So I don't know who's gonna come on or join um and everything. So I did my blast and everything. So hopefully we'll have more people to come and join us since we took a little vacation.
Yeah, yeah.
People know we asking, y'all coming back on? Now we back on. Now they ain't coming on. How
Right.
that work?
Right.
Anyway,
We're gonna see who miss us. Who miss us.
yeah. But just sitting back and just looking at over the things that happened since we've been off the air. Um, it's like, I mean, just going over the stuff. People in them really believe that that the Americas is Egypt and the Mississippi is the Nile. And oh boy, it seemed like we're not gonna get around that.
Because this is the thing. So our platform is to correct misinformation. All right. So when we bringing up the falsified information that they are spewing, we got to give them, yes, oral tradition, and we got to give them book sources that do touch on some truth. We know all books don't have all the truth, but we do got to give them some book sources with the truth and tell them the truth so that they can start spewing that. We want them to spew the truth that's being spoken on this show. We want that to be reigning supreme around this motherfucker, right? We want them to do that. So we
They
gotta give,
seem
we
like
gotta.
they can't stay. Seem like they can't stay out the Bible. That's the main thing is the Bible.
It's gonna be there, cuz it's gonna be there for a long time. It's that conjure work was strong,
I mean, they ain't got nothing to do with the Americas though. I'm
right?
like,
Right.
this is crazy. I'm like, ooh. And then you got the so-called election coming up, and black in the Bible, BB, right? BB, that's the things that have the people going. Yeah, the BB, the BB got the people going. That's what I'm
Mhm.
gonna call it, the BB. The
The
Bible
BB.
in black got people gone. I mean, because when you deal with nationality, people just can't claim a nationality like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to claim black, as Kamala Harris and the so called European lady that was saying that she was black, but yet she was a European, you know. What she was supposed to have been over the Urban League or something and everything at some point. Remember that?
Oh, the one with the she had braids and shit. I think it was either Urban League or NAACP. One of
Yeah,
them.
NAACP, yeah. And and it's so easy for people to claim black, but is it easy to claim a nationality? You know? And I remember watching old kung fu movies, right?
Hmm.
And within the kung fu movies, dealing with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and all the
Big.
rest of the martial artists,
Mhm.
yeah. Um, and and I remember in one of the Bruce Lee movies, the Japanese had an embassy, and they said no dogs in Chinese allowed, right? So Bruce Lee kicked the sign off the thing and started beating up the Japanese. And one thing about it, when you talk about nationality, you talk about countrymen, kinsmen. So dealing with that, nationality is the order of the day, but people seem like they don't want to deal with nationality. They just want to deal with color. And we all know that black is not a color, it's the absence of color. But people
Right.
want to
Say
die
that
for
again.
they and you know how did an adjective become a noun? What year did it become a noun? You know, and I remember back in the days, you couldn't call no one that's of a tribal nation black. That was a slur, and that was a fight on your hand.
Right.
I guess after the civil rights movement and the Black and I'm Proud, um, I guess that song actually being perpetuated over and over again. They try to take pride within the color, you
Right.
know. And even Marcus Garvey was like, the blacks don't have a flag, and I'm like, because the blacks is not a nation, you know.
Exactly.
So it's all that's in the play, and then when the truth came out about Kamala Harris, you know, they still turn a blind eye to it, like, no, she black, and it's like, wow, I'm not dealing with people national origin.
Right. And they should check out that girl. Like everything that she say, but her name is Candace Owens. She showed her genealogy. She showed her genealogy, her birth certificate, all of that showed pictures, and she made a reference to uh Harris's book and the pictures that she put in the book. Um, it's very interesting. So if y'all want to know, if y'all don't feel like doing no research, watch somebody who did do some research. She does the lady's genealogy on her podcast, Candace Owens. So check it out. Shout out to her for that.
Well, that flag that they try to incorporate is that red and black flag with the gold seal, and a sword. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, flags are for nations. So I mean, and even until then, they still don't have a nationality. It was good, cuz. Thank you for joining. You know, and I
Yeah.
mean, the things that she said, people them didn't take that. I mean, they took it like, oh yeah, because she puts wash collard greens in the tub, and I'm like, furthermore, why would you wash collard greens in the tub next to the shitter?
No. That's and my people didn't do that. Wash no greens in the tub. My granny had a one of them big ass sinks. That's where she washed the greens in the kitchen sink. A big one of them big
Right,
deep sinks.
right.
If you don't got enough room, you do one batch a couple of times, and then you take them out and you do some more. Like what?
Right.
Or at least buy a big container that's separate and have it in the kitchen if you just want to do them all.
And
People
plus, yeah,
don't.
and plus you had to do it in the kitchen sink because it was much easier to wash it, then rinse it, then put it in the pot because the stove is right there.
Right, exactly.
But the
Yeah, they did that comparison when you talk about the greens. They did that comparison about her when Hillary had the hot sauce, and they was like, oh, like that's a thing, like, oh, because she carried hot sauce in her purse, like the media is spewing that old time bullshit, and we in this age where people are waking up, and they not showing all the people that's woke that's speaking against shit. They not showing that. They highlighting all the bullshit.
and then she said she gave some to her Jewish friend. First of all, you're not gonna give your Jewish friend no collard greens with ham and pickle tips and all that there in it because they're supposed to eat kosher. So she
Right.
lied again.
Yeah, unless she made it like I make my greens with smoked turkey.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren said that she was a Cherokee princess.
There's no princesses, but we get what she was trying to do. She tried and failed.
And then, you know, even dealing with the United Nations Declaration of Rights or human rights and Declaration of Rights of the Indigenous people say you have a right to a nationality. So why these people is not talking about a nationality?
Because they don't want people to have a nationality. They want to, if it's like, if as long as they're ignorant, we can keep on running the program like we've been running it. That's the thing. They
Right,
want to keep people ignorant. Knowledge of self is very important. Can't stress that enough.
right. Well, Candace Owens called her to the forefront since
Candace
she
Owens.
since she wanted to talk about it. So I like to see that. I would
Yeah,
love to see that.
yeah. I'll send it to you too.
But
Yep.
I can't take that. I can't take that serious because she's always laughing, and I'm like, what's so funny?
Oh, but at the end of the day, this is already pre-rehearsed. All that they gonna pick who they want to fucking pick. So at the end of the day,
And then those that they pick is still will do for Israel. They seem like they can't do nothing without Israel.
Yeah. Well, because of who it's attached to. And the error with that is that they are not the people that should be highlighted. The people that should be highlighted are us.
Stop that.
So
Yeah,
they're focused on the wrong people, but in that allegorical story, they are saying that they are the chosen people. But in actuality, it's the other way around. So it's a lot of usurping identities and all of that.
yeah.
So we're
It
gonna see
even, it
how
even, and that even going on over here, right? Because when you ask those who built the mounds, they're like, "Oh, we don't know who built the mounds."
right, because
You
they was
know,
already here when they came.
right? But yet you have people that's trying to say that they built the mounds. Like y'all, y'all came in the 1300s. The mounds was already built. So once again, who are you?
Yes. What's
The
your real
archaeologists,
identity?
the archaeologists and the anthropologists and them, they all know who built the mounds.
Yeah. They
But
just ain't
yet
gonna spend much of it.
they're not gonna say it was us though, or our
Right.
dis- or our forerunners. You know who
Right.
we are offended of. They don't want to talk about that.
Right.
So
Well, nowadays on YouTube and different platforms, there are people talking about it, but the mainstream media is not going to highlight that.
no,
Yeah, that's why I
because
told them
that's going
to be a archaeologist, anthropologist, all of that shit.
because that's going to uproot everything that they taught the masses. Right? They're gonna have to take all that back and come out with the truth.
And give us a formal apology. Like that
Right.
will happen, right?
While everybody else looking for reparations, I want restitution. I don't
I
want
want,
no reparations.
I want all that shit. All of it. All of it. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting who they choose as the winner because, as you know, even though somebody might have the popular vote, they still don't have to go with the popular vote. The electoral college, they don't have an obligation to go with the popular vote. They can choose whoever they want.
Yeah, but the
So,
people in them, they don't study the Constitution.
or just how the government is built, or just like the whole structure of the shit. Like you gotta
Right.
take yourself back to civics, what they used to call it, social studies, civics, history, and re-educate yourself on this process.
Because you got a lot of people talking about, oh, Martin Luther King and your ancestors didn't die for you to vote. And I'm like, man, y'all stop perpetuating that bullshit. You know, it's like, if you know about the way how things was being done, that when you vote, you don't vote for a president, you vote for electoral. And electorals and then go and they vote for the president.
Right, right. Yeah, they're focused on that, and I get it to a point. I get it to a point to where don't exclude people since you have this whole little voting system. Don't exclude people and say, "Oh, because you're only 3/4 of a human." Uh,
You mean 3/5?
yeah, that shit. Yeah, because you're only that percent of a human. you can't vote. So I get that everybody has to have rights. Everybody has the right to do whatever the fuck they want to do. That is your free will, that is your human right. That was given to you by the creator. So can't nobody trump that. Those are your rights. So I get that they had to, put that out in the public that everybody has the right to vote. Now, I do agree with like where you live, the state that you live in, the city, the county, because when you vote on different things like taxes and things of that nature, you want your dollars to go towards fixing potholes. Like we got potholes, they've been fixing this shit. Different things in your community,
Yeah, that's
local.
the main thing. Your local government, your city government. Well, local is the city. Then you have your state government, and then Congress and everything. That's the one that they really, if they want to talk about dealing with the political arena. But um, but even with that, you know, you got to make sure you have that person that's going to be in there and work on the behalf of the people. Because they actually turned everything around. And then what most people don't know is that at one time, the president and the vice president was never a part of the same party at one time. They actually changed that because you can have a president that was from the Republican and a vice president that was a Democrat, or vice versa. But now, they have it to where they have to be from the same party, and that
Yeah,
didn't start out in the Constitution like that. So they changed that around.
yeah. I guess it would be a conflict of interest.
And and y'all can actually look that information up. What I just said.
Yeah, I remember
So
that. I can't tell you what year they did that shit, but I do remember that.
yeah, yeah, they did that. They did that like in the early 1800s
Okay.
when they had to be of the same party.
Yeah, I learned about that in school. Y'all quiet, people in the chat. Y'all just chilling, relaxing. Y'all want to engage? Yeah, peace to everybody checking in. I'm a
Cole, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining with us from Vegas. That's my favorite flute player right there. I'm waiting for his CD to drop.
all right. Here's the link, y'all. If y'all want to join the chat, what do y'all want to discuss today? Um, y'all have any questions or comments? We've been on here. I don't know why it ain't
Y'all can
showing.
come and join the live.
It ain't showing me how long we've been on here, but it ain't been that long. But I guess y'all quiet today.
And another thing is the people within their nation, they need to make sure that their nation and government is straight to where they can have diplomacy with the so-called United States. You know, that's another thing. You know,
Yeah, I can't wait either, fam. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
yeah, well, some nations had the celebration of the dead, in other words, that they call it, right, where they would take their loved ones and clean them up and everything, and some people actually dance with their dead, you know. So
Yeah, refresh the flowers, cook them a meal, set out offerings, yeah, light candles, all that good stuff. Take them their favorite liquor, pour libations, they favorite cigars, all of that good stuff. Honoring our loved ones that have passed on. I mean, we do this anyway as Indigenous people. We honor those that came before us, but this is that time that is highlighted, in the public.
Yeah, because that was another reason why that Christianity came about. They stopped people from doing their traditional ways.
Mhm.
They said, "Oh, you don't supposed to talk to the dead, right?" But yet y'all burn candles to the saints.
Exactly. That's why our ancestors went underground, and while they got a picture of the saint at home, they got uh the caboclos, the loas and orishas and all of that because they
You
held
got
on
people
to
talking
their
about, "Oh, you
spirituality.
don't supposed to drink no sage. What you doing with sage?" And I'm like, "Y'all had sage in the church, like."
We're frankincense and myrrh, burning incense. That's a sweet savor to the Lord. They don't read their Bible because even Saul, his God had forsaken him. And he had banned all the mediums and the spiritists, right? But when his God had forsaken him, he said, "Go get me a medium, a spiritist, a woman medium spiritist." And he went and got her. And he said, "I need you to conjure up so and so. This is in your Bible, First Samuel, Second Samuel, one of them Samuels. So look it up." He went to see a woman medium, a spiritist, and she conjured up so and so. She spoke to the dead. He got his answers and he went on his way. So it's in your Bible. Read it up. Read it up, people.
But they say the dead don't know what the living is doing. I say bullshit. Bullshit. You be surprised. They
Right.
got
They
people
tell
say
you that so
they'll
you
try the
won't get
spirit
back
by the
to
spirit.
shit.
Like if you think your ancestors and them not watching on the other side, they can come through that thin veil and make themselves manifest, then you sadly mistaken. You know.
Right, right. Yeah, they tell you that. They use those scare and fear tactics so you won't go back to your ancestor spirituality. Anything, I won't say anything because some shit is really fucking evil. But a lot of things that they say is bad. If especially when they say, "Oh, your ancestors was devil worshippers and all of that shit." That's when they
Well,
don't
how did
want
they be
you to
devil
go
worshippers
back
when they didn't
to
even know
the
who the devil
original.
was?
That's what they tell you so you won't go back to it. That's that fear shit.
Be like, we didn't have no concept of the devil. That's your concept.
Nah, granted, it's evil people and they were dealt with in a certain kind of manner, depending on what tribal nation you from. But yeah, it's always been good and bad. But how they making it like Satan and hellfire and all of that shit was added later. Do y'all research? Go back to the origins of shit. That shit was added later. So
Well, I mean, they said Joseph did divination towards his brother. Well, it was divination.
right. Yeah, that's just like Saul with the medium. So you got mediums in the Bible, you got divination in the Bible. When you pray, that's a form of divination. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's, it's you trying to invoke a spell,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't call it that. Even when you getting filled with the Holy Spirit, that's being mounted by the Spirit. They
They're not
learned
ready.
that. They
They're
learned
not
that.
ready for that. No.
No, they learned that shit from our ancestors. We was tapping into the spiritual realm.
Yeah, they called us the devil when they saw us coming out of the ground with that face paint on. They're like, "Oh shit."
They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it.
Yo,
It's funny.
you need your ancestors from the other side. That's why I say I can't wait till I transfer over. Shit, y'all think I'm a beast now. Shit, I'll be more powerful on the other side.
Right. I can wait. I can wait, cuz I can wait.
You can wait.
I still got shit to do here on this earth realm.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't love it like that. So
I still got shit to do. Yep, and even some of our practices, they took our practices and perverted them.
yeah,
Like especially like had did some research about the popes, like when a pope dies, some of the rituals that they do. And you may say, oh, Catholicism has nothing to do with my Christian church. No, Catholicism is the parent. It's the parent of all Christian religions. And they would take the skull of that pope and have some blood in it and pass it around and drink it. Like they did a lot of like sadistic shit. It's kind of like how in the Bible it talks about taking communion, symbolically doing cannibalism, eating the
yeah.
body of Christ and drinking the blood of Christ. That is
Mhm.
symbolic cannibalism, y'all. And that came from your Catholic parent,
Right.
your Catholic parent religion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they not ready for that because I was deep, deep. I mean, I was raised with some indigenous values, but I was raised with a lot of Christian, Judeo Christian values. And I remember my brother brought that to my attention, but I had thought about it before. I had a couple of like wake up calls, but then I would go back to sleep, like revert back to the programming. And he told me that shit one time, and I cussed him the out. I was like, "You don't understand. You don't understand." And then it reminded me of the times when I had questions about that. Why are we eating of the body and drinking of the blood? I used to have those questions, and it
Yeah,
reminded
that's
me of
completely relatable. Yeah.
it reminded me of that shit. And from then, that just like added to the shit that woke me the fuck up. And I'm like, oh, I gotta be surgical and research this shit. Like, where did it come from? I gotta read it, compare the Old to the New Testament, look at the Greek words, the Hebrew words, the Aramaic. I gotta compare all the shit. I was surgical with the shit, and once I saw that shit was how it is, I was free. I was
Well,
free.
the Hebrews and them was doing blood magic in the book of Exodus
They was doing all that,
when they
but
said they said take the broom and dip it in the blood and put it on the three posts to keep the angel of death from coming.
yes, 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 y'all. That's like that's some voodoo type shit. Where they
If
get
that's
that
not
from?
what we done, I don't know what it is.
They perverted our shit, but they tell us our ancestors was devil worshippers. But they using our shit before our faces in that book.
And it always said, be careful when you deal with an entity that want blood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you pleading
They're not
somebody
ready. They're not ready for that. They're not.
and you
Look,
wait,
y'all.
cuz and no, and then you pleading somebody else's blood over you. You saying,
Yeah, Yahweh always wanted blood.
we know it's power in your blood because that's a part of your makeup. Like,
Yeah, life is in the
you
blood.
really
Yeah,
know what you doing, what you saying?
it said I'm covered in
I
the blood.
gotta go get this. Let me see if I can pull it up. But I got this book that talks about the Levite priests, the priesthood, and it talks about Moses and how he was he was conjuring when he was battling with the pharaoh's shamans, magicians. He had his staff, and then his staff turned into a snake, a serpent, and eat up the other one. That's conjure work right there.
Well,
That's
cobras eat cobras naturally, so they ain't nothing spiritual about
no, but I'm
that.
just no, but I'm just saying. He had a staff and it turned into a cobra. It turned into a snake. That's conjure work.
Well, remember they say in the book of Exodus, the book of Acts, the 11th chapter, that Moses was learning all the wisdom of Egypt. So he learned how to
Yes,
be a conjurer.
right. Exactly. I have this book and it talks about the Levi priesthood and how they learned from the um the Egyptians. Yeah, they
Yeah.
learned a lot of stuff. And even the Jesus character, in some writings it says that he traveled when he disappeared from the age of 12 and we don't see him again in the writings till he like 30. He was studying with the Jedi of Egypt. He went to every continent and studied with the spiritual people. And when he
Well,
came,
the Magi's were conjurers.
exactly, exactly. He learned all of that stuff, but they don't tell y'all that in a church, a synagogue, a kingdom hall. They not gonna tell y'all that. What do they say that Jesus was doing when he disappeared for all them years and he don't show back up?
Turning water into wine, that's alchemy, that's conjuring.
Yes, alchemy. Yes, conjure like a yes. Yes, the book is full of it. And it's full of astrotheology. That book is so y'all need to look at the Gnostic Bible, the Gnostic scriptures, and they even break down some shit because the Gnostics and the people that practice Kabbalah, they practice that high shit. They give everybody else that lower Mary had a little lamb, just read the scriptures and take it as it is. They kind of break it down on a whole nother level. So y'all check out the Gnostic scriptures, check out the Kabbalah, and you'll see the science behind the Bible. And it gets deeper than that, but just start there. Just start there. My
Right.
suggestion. And they don't even take into account a lot of shit. I gotta get that book. Hold on. Y'all don't got no questions, no comments? Peace to everybody in the chat. Okay. Oh, okay. And then they don't even tell y'all that the Holy Spirit is the matriarch energy. They don't tell y'all when they talk about the Shekinah glory, you getting filled with the Holy Spirit. The Shekinah glory is the mother aspect, the Holy Spirit. They don't tell y'all about that. But
All right, or is that there's somebody popped up my old name. Noble Pop. What's that?
no, he know you from back in the day. Oh, it
Yeah,
said
I am
Abraham.
the eldest of my mother's children.
I don't know if it dang. Yeah, I
In
can't see
case
it.
you,
I will have to pull it up. But
yeah,
it talks about I'm gonna pull this shit up right quick because
yeah,
yeah,
do it.
gonna see this shit. But it talks about Abraham was a transmitter of the holy fire. He was dealing with fire magic. Uh,
Why he was talking? That's why he was talking at the burning bush.
exactly. Abraham was a magician priest. He was a possessor of fire. That's why they call him the father. Let me see. Let me see. Turn another.
Yeah, they pray to the Black Madonna.
Yes, I love that whole concept because it gets you, it takes a person closer to the truth because they focus on the matriarch energy that has been, hidden in the dark, that they don't like to show. Oh yeah. This book right here is an interesting read. Now, whenever I read shit, I chew and spit out the bones. I just take what's relevant and use it as a point of reference to start researching some shit. But let's go to this. What is this? 220. Okay. Chapter 13 talks about the Levites of Palestine and the possessors of fire. The Yad He Vahe, YHVH or YHWH. It talks about
Or
that.
yeah, the tetragram. Yeah.
The Tetragrammaton.
Hmm.
Uh, and it talks about the mother energy, the Chokmah and the Shekinah. You hear that in churches. Oh, they getting filled with the spirit. That's that Shekinah glory. This is where they get this shit from. They talk about Cain was a possessor of fire. They talk about, now this is esoterically like the hidden meanings of the Bible. Enoch, the transmitter of the holy fire. Abraham, the magician priest and possessor of fire. The Levite possessors. They invoking and everything. And this is a picture that they show a Levite priest wearing waving incense. We was just talking about incense to the
Hmm.
brazen serpent. And then here's Moses dealing with the brazen serpent. It's real interesting.
Yeah.
Um just just to show y'all, just some insights. But it's a good little book if you want to see, the hidden meanings behind shit. And then they talk about in the same book how it's a worldwide brother and sisterhood of all of these religions. And it's kind of like the concept that they're trying to do with the
The world,
the new
world religion.
one religion,
Yeah.
because they have people from every sect of these major religions, and there's a lot of similarities and parallels between these religions. So while everybody on the surface is fighting like, no, my religion is the truth, no, my religion is truth, yours is a lie, it's a lot of similarities, and they got a lot of their writings from older similar writings. So it's kind of like it's just a person's perception type of shit. But I want to show y'all the one about Jesus, the Essene. Look up what the Essenes are. I'm gonna go to that page.
Yeah, it seems that was the secret brotherhood.
Yes,
Yeah, the
it's
brotherhood of green light.
right. Jesus the Essene. That's interesting.
Because
uh,
matter of fact, I spoke about that on my Facebook about how he was able to change his content, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when he went on the mountain of transfiguration, he
Generation,
transformed.
exactly.
Yeah, he transformed himself, and even in the garden of Mount Olive, right outside of Golgotha. He went head on and made Judas look like him, and he looked like Judas, and that's how he got away. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's a lot of esoteric meanings to that. Like even when he was on the Mount of Transfiguration, the whole Jesus thing is supposed esoterically, meaning the hidden meanings of it, is supposed to teach you about ascending to a higher consciousness spiritually, to be like a badass on not only in this earth realm but on the spiritual plane. That's why it says he ascended to the right hand of the Father. So it's a lot of higher spiritual shit that they don't tell you in church. They just say, "Oh, just believe in Jesus." Blah blah blah. They don't tell you that this is just is a picture of what you could be esoterically, meaning you can reach higher consciousness, you can ascend. Even the Jesus character said, greater works will you do. Like once you find out all this hidden knowledge and you learn how to apply it, you're gonna be greater than me.
So
Like
how does all that tie? So how does that tie into the indigenous realm?
well, depending on different whatever tribal nation that you are a part of, there are spiritual practices. I know in the Anianwaya there are conjurers. There is a secret um there is a secret clan of conjurers. There's a particular name that they call themselves, and they practice higher spiritual consciousness, if you will. So it depends on what tribal nation. You're not gonna get too many people talking about the secrets of their tribal nation and what they do. But just know that these writings have borrowed from indigenous people across the globe, across the earth. So they took a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and put it in this gumbo pot. All religions are basically a gumbo pot of spiritual systems. At the end of the day, you just choose the one that's best for you in your spiritual maturing, your spiritual enlightenment, your ascension. Whatever gets you to the mountaintop so you can transconfigure into your powerful self, basically. It's teaching you about yourself. So I don't think you're gonna get nobody talking about the indigenous spiritual practices unless they don't care and they just want to inform the people and give them not the game, but they want to give people the truth so that they can ascend. Y'all can go visit a Native American church. They have Native American churches. Some of them use peyote, or you can go to a holiness church. Those spiritist churches, uh, like they had in the South, where you get that Southern folk magic and hoodoo from. They call on Black Hawk. Uh, they call on a lot of they call on different people for different reasons. If you need to get some war shit done, you want to battle, you gonna call on Black Hawk, or you
Oh,
gonna call on a powerful war chief of your tribal nation. Huh? What'd you say?
if they're not an Alachi, you know, that's not because everybody don't know how to deal with their medicine.
Is exactly. If you don't know, this is why I'm trying to go to this thing. But if you're not, you can still damn, I'm trying to get to this thing. Wait a minute. This post. But yeah, even if you're not a medicine woman or man, you can still you still can practice spirituality. You can be in tune with the spirit, because in actuality there is no middleman, no true middleman between you and the creator. You have a direct connection to the creator. Everybody else is just a middleman. The middlemen are there to guide the people so that they can tap into the spiritual realm for themselves. That was the purpose of middle people as guides, to show you how to tap into spiritual things.
Yeah, but you
But
got to be careful these days because the so-called middleman and middle woman want to. Ooh.
or they want or they want to take all your money. But like I tell people, even in the spiritual work that I have done, you don't need me. I'm here if you want someone to guide you and to give support, help decipher, signs, symbols, messages, and all that. I'm a middle person. I'm here for the people that they may be scared to tap into the spiritual realm on their own, so they need a middle person. But a true middle person is supposed to show you how to tap in for yourself, so you won't need the middle person. That's a true
You
one.
welcome,
Now,
cuz.
the ones
You
that's for
welcome,
your
man.
money, they want you to depend on them. So they ain't gonna never tell you shit to where you can be free of them and do it on your own. They want you to
Some of,
always be dependent on their ass. Watch out for
some of them
them.
don't want. Some of them don't want the money. Some want your body.
Yeah, that too. They want all kind of shit.
They say the spirit say, "Come to me with some baby oil."
Yeah, yeah, they full of shit. That's a fact. Yes, they are full of shit. You so crazy. Yeah, yeah. This is a entity that people call on when they want to war. If you in a battle
My
with
apologies,
somebody,
y'all.
you
That
want
shit,
some,
that shit funny.
war help, you want to call on Black Hawk, or a powerful chief in your tribal nation that has passed on. You want some help, you want to call on that powerful war chief to help you war. So it's just depending on your tribal nation. But a lot of down south spiritist churches, some of them call on Black Hawk. And some of them may have been a descendant of the Sac and Fox tribe, which is Black Hawk's tribal nation. So
Yeah, that's what they do.
yeah, it was another one. Oh yeah, these are well. This is a Black Hawk book, the autobiography of Black Hawk. These are some women that um these are those churches when our people first started being converted to Christianity. Our churches still had remnants of indigenous spirituality and culture. And some of these women here, they tapped into um, calling on indigenous spirits. Um, yeah, like Black Hawk. There's some conjure work that you can do. All you gotta do is Google this shit. You can Google some books. Like just Google books and you can find shit in books. But oral tradition is the first, and then you can find some books that truly have some spiritual correct energy information in it. But Black Hawk is just an example. But this breaks down it talks about voodoo, Louisiana Creole, Louisiana French Creole people, syncretized, which we talked about this, syncretized Catholic and Francophone culture of New Orleans as a result of African and indigenous cultural oppression in the region as from the Atlantic slave trade. It talks about Haitian voodoo and Louisiana voodoo. Um, so these are just different things. Um, we just introducing y'all to this. Some of y'all know about this. Some of y'all may be well versed in all of this, but
Well, they had some southeastern Indians when they went to war, or when they traveled the waters and stuff. They actually dealt with Ifa.
okay. Now I have dealt with Ifa on my journey. I've dealt with um well, Umbanda encompasses a lot of indigenous and diasporic Agbulan African spiritualities and cultures.
That's how
So
you know when people in them talk about, oh, no Africans came over here. Okay, well, why you had those that was a part of the civilization that was dealing with E5 and dealing with the Yamasi and so forth and so on. That's people who not inside the nation. So yeah, you had people that was conjurers and everything,
yes.
but they didn't know that. But yeah.
And see, the conjurer today will be equivalent to the prophetess in the church or the prophet in the church. Now, when I was in Christianity, I was a prophetess. That was my label. I was a prophetess, a evangelist, and a prayer warrior. So that is the translation, or the nurses. And when they converted to Christianity, they became the nurses, the holy men and women, the medicine people became the nurses of the church.
Hmm.
And they still dealt with herbs and roots to heal you. Um,
Hmm.
so if you want to find churches that still have remnants of indigenous or Creole spirituality, that will be a good church to help you get back to your roots. They just ain't all talking about Jesus and the saints. They giving you some real gems to, help you in life, like
Yeah,
herb.
Jesus was the cover up.
Right, right, right. Because when they go home, they ain't talking about Jesus. They talking about the different spirits and the nature spirits and herbs and roots and shit.
Mhm.
Let me see. It was one of these slides. Yeah. But the laying on hands in the church, they got that from our ancestors. And you don't even necessarily gotta lay hands. You can be near the fire in the spirit. You can be you can be anywhere and get the spirit. So they call it being mounted by the spirit. So it's a lot of
Yeah, that's when you have like your peyote, your ayahuasca. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Yeah.
yes, yes, it's all kind of herbs. Those are the ones that are highlighted. Um, Other herbs like mugwort, tobacco, different kinds of tobacco.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Things
our
things that you cook, things that you cook with, or herbs and spices that you use to cook with. That's medicine.
yes, it is. Yeah, oregano, every thyme, rosemary.
Bay
Hey,
leaf,
yes, bay leaf, cinnamon, um,
ginger,
all of that stuff. Yes, yes.
nutmeg,
Mm-hmm. Sassafras.
basil,
Yep.
sassafras,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
mulberry.
yeah, elderberry. Yeah, our ancestors knew about the natural healing before we had all of these apothecaries and all of that. Our ancestors was dealing with um, herbs and roots to heal. So and now, as you all notice, they focus on the pharmacy and getting your meds from the pharmacy versus
Yeah,
doing herbal
so
holistic.
yeah,
Yeah.
sugar, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's a lot of stuff to help y'all get back to y'all the roots. Just look up like your whatever tribal nation you're from. Like, okay, I'll just give you an example. Like the Anianwaya, the Salagi, the Cherokee people. Even on the website, it talks about herbs that were important to the Cherokee people. You can look up the herbs that were important to your tribal nation and see what those herbs are good for and incorporate that into your everyday life.
Hmm.
That's what I do. So these are ways you can get back to your indigenous roots.
I'm gonna start selling some medicine bags.
Stop playing, yeah, yeah. I done had that on my website for a long time, but
Yes.
that's kind of like if people message me about it, then I'll do it. I just don't put it like out
Yeah, I
there.
just don't put it
You
out there. It got to be
know?
specially made. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yes,
if y'all want one, hit me up in my.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hit me up. Yeah, hit
Yeah.
us up. Hit Pie up. Hit
Yeah.
me up. Y'all
Yeah.
know what our social media is. Y'all know
Yeah, I
he's
don't know. I don't know if you saw Cuz, but Cuz she had gave me shout out. I like to tell her, Elisco, I'll say, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, I don't do nothing, dude. I don't do nothing. you know. But they
yeah. So
always say,
yeah, that
motherfucker, I
stuff
always
is really like touchy because people
the,
have
the
contacted me and
princess
they don't want to be they want to be anonymous.
Walt Disney, Princess and the Frog. I got friends on the other side.
I love that. I love that one. I was like, they trying to tap into our culture a little bit.
Information Center. Information Center. Yay. Yay. Yep. Sweet grass. Yep.
Yep, yep. Sage,
Peppermint.
cedars, sweetgrass,
Peppermint.
Palo
Peppermint.
Santo.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, even the stones
Cedar.
and the
Oak.
crystals. Uh,
Yeah.
conjurers have used crystals to heighten. Is the crystals are kind of like an extra battery. It amps up the fucking power, especially a
Hmm.
clear quartz.
Different
That
stones. Different.
yeah,
Yeah. Different crystals. Different stones. Yeah.
yes. So
Matter of fact, I gotta go get me some onyx. I need to go get me some onyx stones. Matter of
yeah,
fact, you know what? I
my
might do that
favorite
next week.
black stone is obsidian. I work with
Yeah,
obsidian a lot. It absorbs a lot of negative energy, and
yeah,
it can transmute that shit so you can use it for you,
yeah.
the shit that you want to get done in your life.
Because I
Yeah.
wish a motherfucker would.
Hey. Right. Yeah, they don't want to fuck with me. They don't.
I'm like the
Yeah.
mailman, baby. I send that bitch back to sender.
Yeah. Yes, return to sender
Where to
on their
sender,
ass.
bitch.
And more than just some dragon's blood. Y'all just know about dragon's blood. There's some other shit you can use too.
Right.
But we here to encourage y'all to get back to y'all indigenous roots. This is what our channel is really about. Everything indigenous. That includes the Creole because the Creole is a gumbo pot of all of that. Because we are a gumbo pot of people. Because you don't
How you
just got
think?
one thing in you.
How you think the Haitians in them won the war?
Exactly. Oh, huh. They was
Even
conquering.
with us with the
Like,
Yamasi War. Even us with the Yamasi War. You know.
you got to
See,
do.
you had those that was praying, you had those that was fighting.
Yeah, spiritual, mental, and physical warfare.
Right, right. What the
Yes.
song old Happy Day said?
No, well, you got to
They
take out
taught
the
me
Jesus
how to watch, fight, and pray.
part. You just got to take out the Jesus part.
Watch, fight, and pray. That's the three elements right there. Watch,
Yeah.
fight, and pray.
Yeah, that's spiritual, mental, and physical warfare. Oh, and this book it had. Let me show. Let me see about the. It talks about the snake clans and the like with the Dene and like the tribes that are in California, Nevada, New Mexico. It talks about those clans in that book that I shared. It talks about
Mhm,
those too.
mhm.
So yeah, y'all want to look into y'all tribal nation and what herbs were important to y'all tribal nation, what spiritual practices. If you're part of a tribal nation, talk to your medicine woman or man. Uh, soak up some wisdom and apply it to your everyday life.
Yeah. Well, cuz look like we came to the bewitching hour.
I love the bewitching hour. It's a little later, but yeah. Uh yeah, that's awesome. Let me see. Hold on. What
So nobody don't have no questions.
let me see. Let me see how long we've been. Oh yeah, we've been on here an hour and maybe 10 minutes. We doing good. We doing good. Yeah, we thank y'all for tuning in. We see y'all next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And let
And
the people be back in effect.
yes, yes, yeah.
What's going on with you, Mike? What's going on with you, baby? Yeah, we just dropping some indigenous stuff. And you know what? And the thing that get me right, you get a lot of people that talk about Marie Laveau. Okay. You get a lot of people that talk about Marie Laveau. Guess what? Guess what? They had people that was way powerful than her, but you just don't
Right,
know it.
right. She's like give her respect. She was powerful, but she ain't the only one. She ain't the only one. So do your tribal nation history. In your tribal nation, you will hear about the
The reason
past
why the reason why they give her all that respect
medicine.
because she was passe blanc. That's the reason why she was passe
Oh
blanc.
yeah. Yeah, well,
You know,
you got others. That's why I was trying to find that thing. You got Zora. You got some other ones
I
that
know
had
I know
tradition.
I
Uh,
know some that's way powerful than her. Trust
uh,
me.
Zora Neale Hurston and some other ones. Laffy. What's her name? Leafy something. I had it pulled up, but it's a lot of um spiritualists, medicine women, and men. Just do your tribal nation history. Learn about your people and how powerful they are, and how powerful you can be if you tap into the same shit that they tapped into.
Don't burn out, Mike. You work 12 hours. I work 18. Yeah.
Yep. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.
All right, one.